Welcome to Bushido Mindset Podcast. My name is Angel Gonzalez, your host. Today, we have an incredible guest. His name is Gurubandhu Kalsa. Okay? Guru, we're going to talk about what he does. He's a healer. He's a very special human being. Guru, tell us about what you do.
I do a practice called spiritual integration using the Rolf Method. But basically what it is in a nutshell is aligning the body with gravity. So gravity can work for you, and if the body is aligned with gravity, then the body will work much more efficiently.
Right? And it often is like a massage, right?
It looks like it.
It looks like it, but
we have different goals and techniques.
can you kind of like explain a little bit more in detail what is it? Because I had a session today. I had a session with the guru today, and it was amazing. His hand pressure was incredible, and I felt like tingling sensation. I mean, let me tell you something. I never experienced this before, but this is really special. He's a real master. I'm telling you right now. I've done many therapies, but Guru is like, he's a guru for real. Continue.
Okay. You have to keep your head down. What I do is I elongate the muscles when your head is down.
Yeah.
Your spine is elongated.
Please tell the people here, what is it?
Okay.
What do you have? What kind of magic do you have in your hands?
Because I think a lot of people are using this technique. I think this technique I use is the magic. It was invented, I guess you could say, by this lady named Ida Rolf. She took yoga and other spiritual modalities in the 30s and 40s, and she developed techniques using yoga principles.
Right.
And so, and a lot of it's alignment too. And if it's like, if you take a hose, when the hose is straight, water will just gush right through. But if it's kinked, it'll either stop the flow or slow down the flow. So it's the same with the body. If the body's aligned, right, you'll have lots of energy, lots of chi energy, or prana, or whatever you want to call it.
Now, I was talking to you earlier, and I found out that the guru, he's from the Midwest, right? Where are you from originally?
In South Bend, Indiana.
South Bend, Indiana. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you telling me that your dad, he was like an engineer or something, right?
A civil engineer.
And you went to university, right? And you got a degree, right?
Yes.
You went 4 years at what university was that?
Western Michigan University.
So the guru, he studied business 4 years in the university. But what made you leave that kind of career to do what you do?
I don't think I really started a career though, because I got a degree in business, and halfway through that I didn't really think that business was my thing, but I wanted to get the degree and then get out of college, because I didn't want to have to take a lot more classes. So I just finished up my business. I did get a minor in psychology and economics.
Right.
After I got out of college, I had two goals I wanted to do. One was to be a Vista volunteer, which was working it's like the domestic Peace Corps. I work with unprivileged people in the United States. Instead of going overseas, we have people here that need help too. So
Right.
with them, and then I also went to go to Outward Bound, which was a survival school.
You went to survival school,
Yes,
and that was pretty intense.
it was pretty intense. Yes, it was one of the best experiences of my life.
Right. So you've been doing this healing modality since what? Since 1970 something, or
Well,
what year did you start it?
when I was in Vista, my first year, I was in Little Town, Nebraska. We didn't have a lot to do in Little Town, Nebraska, so I went to a bookstore and I saw a book on yoga, and I thought, I wasn't even interested in yoga, but it said yoga, you can do this and this and this. I thought, wow, that sounds pretty cool. So I bought the book, and I went home and I started practicing every day, and I became more flexible and better adapted to it, and I like.
Yeah. Now Gurubandhu, he's 72 years old, and he could do full split and full straddle. He's very flexible. I believe that you also practice martial arts, right?
Yes,
Did you study?
I studied. I studied quite a few different kinds. I didn't stick with a lot, but I did get a belt in Taekwondo
Uh-huh.
in Indiana, and then I also took Shotokan, and I took a little bit of Aikido, and I took. My favorite thing was when I lived in Los Angeles for a while. I took with Danny Inosanto, which was Bruce Lee's best student, and I liked that quite a bit.
Wow. He took lessons under Daniel Santo in California. And what was it that attracted you to martial arts? What benefits did you get from martial arts when you trained?
I liked the workout. I liked knowing how to defend myself. I liked the exercises we did.
Right.
A lot of times I didn't like the katas too well, but
Yeah, the katas you didn't like?
katas weren't my favorite. But and that's why I like Danny Inosanto. But
Because he didn't do katas, right?
no, he didn't do katas.
Right.
But it was great discipline, and I think teachers I had, what I liked about them is they concentrated on the spiritual side. In other words, they didn't just say, you do martial arts just to kick ass. It was just to be self-sufficient and use force as a last resort.
That's right. You're absolutely right. You don't fight. The art of fighting without fighting, huh? Like
Yeah.
Bruce Lee. Now, so you started, you read this book, and then that attracted you to the massage, to the.
Well, I became interested in just a lot of natural things. I became interested in. My mom and dad bought a little book for me about just natural healing, I guess you'd say, about how to make, I guess you'd say, natural cosmetics and healing salves and good things to eat and how to make cheeses. And I thought that was interesting, and how to just be self-sufficient in a healthy way.
Now, but what? I know you're a spiritual man. Tell us, what do you eat?
I'm a vegetarian. I've been vegetarian since 1973.
Since 1973. Mm-hmm. He's a vegetarian since 1973. Huh? Very good. Very good. I've been a vegan for 35 years. Vegetarian too. But, so when did you become a vegetarian? Was it in 1973? What made you become a vegetarian? What made you choose this spiritual path? Because you're a spiritual man. I know I feel your vibration. What do you do for your spiritual life? Tell us about what you do. Because we're interested. People out there, they're very interested. I think people are interested in the spiritual life because we need that. The spiritual life, we need it now more than ever.
Well, what happened is like I said before, I was in Vista in a little town in Nebraska, and then I like Vista a lot, and I signed up again, and they sent me to a even smaller town in Idaho called Jerome, Idaho, and I didn't have much to do there, so I practiced yoga, and I just did some things with people in the neighborhood. But I saw a sign in a town nearby that said Kundalini Yoga Intensive, and I thought, what's Kundalini Yoga? I never heard of that before. And so
was at what, 1973?
1974, I think.
1970.
No. That was
Before?
in 73, yeah.
73. Wow. In 1973?
In January, and then it said Kundalini Yoga Intensive. I called this number, and this lady answered and said she's going to go to Boise to do this intensive. And I thought, wow, that sounds good. And so I went with her, and it was like a yoga boot camp. I mean, it was intense. Like we did leg raises. You know,
Right.
I remember one exercise we did leg raise. We did leg raise where you put your legs up 12 inches off, 6 inches off the ground for a minute, and then you did it without putting them down to 12 inches, and without putting them down, then to 2 feet off the ground, then to 3 feet off the ground, then to perpendicular.
Wow. You know, people think yoga is easy. It's very tough. It's very tough exercise, but mainly, what does that develop? It develops what? Mental strength, right?
Yeah, it's mental strength and physical too, because we also did another exercise. We did I don't know if people know what French stretch is. In other words, it's sitting with your legs straight out in front of you, and you reach down and grab your toes, and then we inhale up and then exhale down.
Wow.
And we inhale up and exhale down for 31 minutes. And it's a heavy breath.
So after you did that, did you fall in love with yoga? I mean, that was the moment that you say, hey, I want to go this path. I want to. What?
Yeah, that did it for me. I mean, because
who was that teacher? Who was that teacher's teacher? Do you remember?
well, it was just a guy that actually my teacher happened to be this guy. He was doing yoga for maybe a couple of years, and he happened to be in his previous civilian life. He used to be the road manager for the Grateful Dead.
Wow.
so anyway, but his teacher was a man named Yogi Bhajan, and he developed this kind of yoga for the West.
That was your guru?
Well, not my guru, but he brought this yoga to America.
Uh-huh.
And so I practiced it, and when I did it, it just made me tingle, because we have all this energy,
right,
with all the breath and everything.
It really connects you. I think yoga really connects you. Martial arts, all spiritual training connects you to your spirit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so you did that, and then tell us more, because I'm fascinated.
Okay.
He's a fascinating man. So you did that, and then what else? Who'd you meet down the line? You know.
Oh, I liked it. So I went to this every year that at solstice time, I went to the summer solstice for this organization, the Kundalini Yoga.
Right.
And we did, it's called White Tantric Yoga, and that was heavy duty exercise too. It's a male female partner. We sit across from each other, and we did things like hold up our hands like this for 62 minutes.
Wow.
Or like this, and sometimes.
No, that does.
That works on the brain.
That develops tremendous mental strength, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yoga develops mental strength. Once you get the mental strength, you can do anything. It's amazing. Martial arts do things like that too.
Yeah, I know.
Like the horse stance, like the kung fu, they will do a horse stance, and they stay there for like a long time, and your legs are, they make you hold things, and you know, all kinds of similar.
Sure.
Now, so after that, how long did you do that for? The yoga.
The Kundalini yoga?
Yeah.
Well, I still do it.
Oh, you still doing it?
Yeah, I've been doing teaching it since 1974.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's excellent dedication. Now, I see you have a turban. Tell us what the significance is, or what religion you are, or what you believe in. We want to find out.
Okay.
Enlighten us, give us some light on that subject.
Okay. Reason for this is when I was doing the Kundalini yoga, some of the teachers and some people in the organization were Sikhs. They wore turbans and stuff, and I thought, why are they wearing turbans? Because even the guy who taught the course in Boise had turban. I thought, why does he have to do that? So anyway, I found out he was Sikh too, and I became interested in the religion because of the precepts. Like one is you take certain vows to live a certain lifestyle. It's not to that you do it daily, and so like one of it is you believe in one God who created everyone, and no religion has a monopoly on God, and every religion has validity. And so, but if you want to practice one religion, that's fine. If you're a Jew, be a good Jew. If you're Muslim, be a good Muslim.
Yeah.
Sikh, be a good Sikh. But one's not necessarily better than the other. It's just whatever's better for you. So
Now, the Sikhs, they don't cut the hair, right?
no.
So that's why they wear a turban. So I'm gonna have to buy a turban because my hair is getting long and it gets on my face. So so anyway, so why is it that they don't cut? Give us the reason why they don't cut the hair, and the reason why. I know they wear a beard, but I want to know your take on it. Why is it that they wear beards, and then why is it they don't cut the hair?
Okay, the reason for that is we believe that God made us a certain way. We keep ourselves the way God has made us. So we grow our hair long, naturally. So, and we believe that the hair acts like an antenna. And so we also take our hair down at night, but then in the morning we focus our hair right at the top of the head, right where the baby has a soft spot.
Yeah.
And we believe that that's where the spiritual energy enters the body. Some yogis believe that too.
Right.
And we use that, and then we tie it up in a coil like a magnet.
Right.
And
Like the Kundalini.
Yeah, and it focuses the energy to the head.
Right.
So to the higher centers. So.
It's the same thing with the beard, right?
Yeah.
Why did people start shaving the beards? What's up with that?
Well, I think part of it's in certain. If someone cuts their beard or whatever, I don't have it's up to them. We don't discriminate, but I believe that certain things happen throughout history. One thing happened oftentimes is when people cut their hair is a sign of subjugation. Like in the French Revolution, they cut their hair as a sign of, I guess, somewhat of a class system, a lower class.
Right.
And I think they did that in China too. With a lot of times you see people with just a little tougher hair, and some monks do it purposely to as a sign of humility, because
the eagle is the hair the eagle. Is the hair associated with the eagle?
Not really.
Because I noticed when I used to go to the barber shop all the time, and to the beauty parlor, and the women will come in depressed, and when they come out with their hair done, they feel like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, is it the ego, the hair? Is that why they shave it, or what? Or does it take the power away?
Well, I think I've read where especially certain native tribes, have worked. I think it was World War One. I think it's World War II. The U.S. government hired some native people to help spy on people on foreign, like the Axis in Europe.
Are those people that were psychic or they had psychic powers?
Yeah, they had psychic powers. But when at the time the government had certain regulations where they had to have their hair cut, so they made these people cut their hair, and supposedly the people, these natives, weren't as psychic when they cut their hair.
They lost the power, huh?
They lost the power, so the government let them grow the hair back.
But you know something? You got something there because I feel more powerful with my beard and my long hair, for sure. It's funny, I can explain to you, but ever since I grew my beard, from now on I'll never shave ever again.
Okay.
Until the day I die. No, because it makes sense what you said. You're born with this. Why take it off?
Yeah.
But I think the purpose is they don't want you to have beard, so you don't become spiritual, so you don't connect.
Or they wouldn't be like little boys. I don't know.
So that's a very, very interesting. Okay, so you became a Sikh. Now, do you go to like a Sikh church, or do you just practice at home? I mean, what? Tell us more about the Sikh, because it's very interesting.
Okay, well, I was living in Alaska, and so there's many Sikhs all in Alaska. And
where are the most Sikhs at? In India?
Yeah, for sure. That's where Sikhism started, in India. There's about 25 million Sikhs in the world.
So for example, have you ever walked down the street and you see another Sikh?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you say? Do you have like a special?
Yeah, we say Sat Sri Akal, which means the truth is undying.
The truth is undying?
Undying, yes.
Undying or dying?
Undying.
Undying. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's one of our mantras is speaking the truth. So.
All right. And the Sikhs in India, they were warriors at one time, or I know they carry a sword.
Yeah. Yeah, that came about because through the ages in India, the Sikhs had 10 gurus and throughout the history. And the first guru was named Guru Nanak, and he was a peaceful, loving person. He came from a Muslim family, but he was for everyone. And the story goes that even when he was young, he used to meditate, and one time he was meditating, and there's a table right near him,
right,
or it was on the ground, I forget what it was, but there's a cobra right there, and the cobra put his mantle up, covering Guru Nanak's head, so it would shade Guru Nanak from the sun.
Wow.
And so he was there for, I think, at least an hour, maybe 2 hours. I don't know how long, but
and the snake stayed there.
But the snake just kept on moving his mantle and followed the sun, so the sun wouldn't hit Guru Nanak.
Wow.
And it was recorded by his sister.
So the Sikh religion is many thousands of years old, is it? Or
no, it's one of the newest. It's only about 500 years.
Oh, it's only 500 years old?
Well, it might be 700. So it's not that old.
No, it's not. Okay. All right. So now you said you lived in many places in the United States, right? Mm-hmm. Have you traveled outside in the world, or?
Well, I've traveled to Canada, but that's kind of like kind of like the United States. I mean, at least culturally it is.
But you haven't been outside?
But then I've been to Bahamas. I don't know if that counts either, but that's all I've been to.
But you've been in some states, huh?
I haven't been in almost all the U.S. states.
All U.S. states, okay.
Yeah.
And what was your favorite state? Because your wife was telling me that you guys live in Alaska, right?
Yeah, well, we still have a house there. And Alaska's a great state. It's beautiful state.
Yeah.
If you like cold, it's a good place to go to.
Do you like cold? Because you're here in Florida now, huh?
Well,
You're
my son influenced that because he met a girl from Florida, and they thought it'd be better for my business to have the business in Florida. So
Yeah.
we came to Florida. So
Do you like it? You like it, Florida?
yeah,
That's good.
yeah, it's much different from the other place I lived because about the furthest east I've really lived was the state I grew up in, is Indiana. So I kept on moving. And I went to school in Michigan, and I went in Illinois, and then I've lived in Nebraska and Idaho, Utah, California, Oregon.
Now, I know you have wisdom in you. What advice would you give our viewers about life? If there's something profound that you learn in your life, can you share that with the people watching? Something that really opened up your consciousness. What will that be?
Well, that's a big question. You put me on the spot. Well, I think one thing that
I mean,
helps is if you want to progress in life, do a discipline but make it doable. If a lot of times people say I'm going to do this, and they set these big goals, and then a week later they can't do it because they're such big goals. But make it doable, it's even 15 minutes a day or 5 minutes a day, do something that you can consistently do, and that'll make your life better.
that's a fantastic advice.
Yeah.
That's how you should do it.
Yeah.
Because if you take a big goal and your expectations are so high, then you can't make it. Then you give up.
Yeah.
But if it's a little bit,
Yeah, in martial arts, I'm sure it would work great.
That's why they have the color bells. They go the tips, and yeah, that's how we do it.
Yeah.
I guess if they want to get a treatment with you, if they want to get a hold of you, what's the best way for the viewers to maybe get to meet you, or maybe have a session with you, or maybe talk to you? I don't know. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Well, we have a website, and it has a lot of information of what I do, and our phone number is 786-303-5623. And if people don't know anything about it, I'll be willing to give them a sample session. I gave Angel a sample session. I could give you a little more.
I'll tell you one thing. I did a sample session. I want to do more, because he's the real master. Okay, I only bring people to this show that I feel that I met a lot of people. I feel they're special, and the guru here, he's the real deal. And what impressed me is his hands. You should see. I'd like for you to show your hands, because when you work your work, it's like a karate master. When you see a karate master, you look at the knuckles, and they're like big and formed from the practice. Or if you see a Wing Chun guy, you see the forms well developed. When if you see a good Taekwondo guy, you see his calves, his legs, whatever they're good at, they show. Please.
I know.
Look at those knuckles. That's from working the customers, where to doing the massages, that impressed me, That means show a lot of dedication. When somebody has hands like that, he's the real deal. He doesn't talk about it. He actually does it. Guru, it's a great pleasure. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for sharing your time, coming to my house here and talking to the viewers. I want to thank you, and I consider you my friend, and have a fantastic life.